What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe? How the devil are we all doing? Welcome to a completely different segment. I know we don't normally do rogue actions over here with the tribe, but today we are filling in for Shorker. So how is everybody? You might notice there's a certain individual over here, I know directions, that you may not have seen up on our channel before. What's going on, Ram? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I feel like we have a little bit of deja vu right now. I feel like we've done this before.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. It couldn't possibly be that we recorded this entire segment without any audio. That couldn't have happened.
No, of course not, because we're both pro streamers.
We are professionals, and if nothing, we have our integrity. Yeah, we get integrity and our quality control. We did no mistakes are ever made on our streams and our video recordings. We're perfect in every single way.
Exactly.
Or something may have gone wrong earlier today and we lost all of our earlier footage. It's fine though. It's fine.
That footage was yeeted out of the oblivion.
We'll just call it a recce. It was a trial run for Scribble joins Rogue Actions temporarily. So yeah, if you haven't already seen part 1, guys, make sure you jump over onto Ram's channel, check out part 1, because part 2 is just not going to make any sense otherwise. You don't read a book from back to front, do you? And you don't look at Rogue Actions episode 2 before you've checked out episode 1. That's the way. Mm-hmm.
This is the way.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I know. I think there's some cultures that read books back to front, but not this culture. Damn it!
I was gonna say, don't like Jewish people go backwards to forwards.
Yeah, and people who read books on video in reverse, they also do that. So it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of. But yeah, we've got a couple of topics for you guys today. We've already covered off some pretty good stuff earlier. So first and foremost, our first topic of the day, you can see it over this side. Yes.
There you go.
In the right direction. There we go. I'm getting the hang of this business. I am a Rogue Actions pro at this point. Over here, first order meta, and that is for real, guys. This is talking about all the new Datacron set that is coming, probably with the release of this video. We're going to be having Conquest go live very, very shortly. Brand new Datacron set that is farmable, and the first order Datacrons found within that set are absolutely flipping mental. They are bonkers, probably because First Order hasn't had any sort of real kind of loving going on as far as Datacrons are concerned for a very, very long time. So yeah, we spoke about it earlier, but that entered into a little weird time warp zone. So we're going to pretend like we haven't discussed this already. So First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter pilot is actually pulling out the lead and is kicking some ass right now. Absolutely destroying face. Apparently taking down every single GL duos. Just Fost with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. He's basically the new Bane, If Bane decided to forgo the ways of the Sith and instead suit up and join the First Order, he would look like Special Forces TIE Fighter pilot. I don't know how much you've seen of it, Ram, but it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Not going to lie.
I have not seen any footage of these Datacrons and the process that they work and all the crazy stuff that they can do. I haven't seen nothing. I'm a virgin. I have virgin ears for this this Datacron set. Essentially,
he's a born-again virgin.
Yeah. Born-again virgin.
That's exactly right, man. I mean, it's just kind of crazy, dude. Like, the First Order have got, apart from the fact that the level 3 on this new Datacron set is just utter bulk. We're gaining 15% additional max health and protection per every light side or dark side ally, making the team super, super tanky. You start throwing in all this business with a bunch of stuns. You start throwing in TIE Fighter pilot who can't die. He's literally invincible while Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is still alive, which is kind of cool. To me, this Datacron set just screams, we're going to go in duos with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren on offense and cause absolute havoc. It's like the current setup with Bane right now. There's nothing you can put on defense that's going to stop Bane just killing whatever you send him up against. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bane's going to go there. He's going to be like, I'm getting my 64 banners. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is going to be the same, dude. That's how good this is. I mean, I don't even know what this means for the next meta of GAC, especially because it's going live in 3v3 when nobody's going to know what to do.
Nobody cares what to do. It's 3v3.
Are you saying, hold up, do you not like 3v3
No!
GAC, Ram?
No! 3v3 is trash. It's garbage. Anyways. This is not a something that should be shocking. And yeah, you see what I did there. It should not be shocking at this point to know that I don't like 3v3, okay? Nobody's going to know what the hell was going on. Nobody's going to know what's going on until 5v5 comes back out. That's where the true test is. Well, then they still won't know, and then we'll just look at swiggo.gg because that's what I do.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? With this new Datacron set, they do this every time. We get a new Datacron set, and it's 3v3. So everybody's like, how do I 3v3? Because I don't remember how to 3v3. You, Ram, you're like, I don't even sign up. That's how I do 3v3.
Undefeated record right there.
Yeah, exactly. So we learn all this stuff with these Datacrons in 3v3, and 5v5 comes around, and we're like, what works? I don't know what works in 5v5 with these Datacron sets. We've had Territory Wars, but Territory Wars doesn't have Omicrons. It doesn't have GAC Omicrons available to it, at least. So it changes everything again. It's going to be nutty. It's going to be nutty. All I know is First Order looks like they're coming out head and shoulders above every other faction as far as this new set goes. And this new set's got Gungans, man. Nobody knows what Gungans do, apart from they get a load of discharge over everybody.
Ooh.
Doesn't sound particularly sanitary, does it?
Well, I mean, you got to think. You got a guy who is clumsy and his tongue hangs out. You got another guy that, like, he thinks he wants to be in charge, but he's not actually in charge because Jar Jar's there. And then you got this Boss Nass guy who just sits there and spits out his spit everywhere. So, I mean, they're not really the most sanitary people, okay?
If anything that I take away from the Gungan faction right now, okay, is that we got one guy that motorboats everything in sight.
Yep.
Everybody else in the team has just got a bunch of blue balls thrown around everywhere, and everybody ends up covered in discharge.
It makes you wonder, is that species like almost extinct with all the blue balls that they got going on?
That, or it's a species entirely full of 16-year-old boys. I mean,
you can tell it's late over here, okay, guys? You can tell it's late.
Yeah, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. If you are coming to this particular video looking for some useful information, you may find yourself disappointed. But if you're coming to listen to two men children talk about blue balls and motorboating, this is the show for you. This is the show for you.
Well, but to be fair, if you're here for useful information, you may want to stick around to the end because we have just the tips for you.
Oh, God, yeah. I've got just the tip. Ram has got just the tip, and we're going to give it to you gently and softly in a manner that you can appreciate and understand. So stay tuned for that end segment. And if that got a titter out of you, make sure you give a like in the comment section down below. All right.
But the Datacron sets, to be fair, like, I do like this Datacron set from what I've seen as far as the forum post. You've got Inquisitors, which is its third sister looks to be insane. Padme looks to be good. Obi-Wan Kenobi. We talked about this on the recording that didn't actually happen, but I didn't know that the Obi-Wan Kenobi Datacron is only for the people that get the 7-star Kenobi out of the marquee event, and it's a reward for getting a 7-star Kenobi. You can't actually farm it. And I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. Like,
it's kind of rough, right? It's whale food. It's whale food, and if you ain't eating that buffet, you ain't getting that level 9. It's kind of like,
but like I get the whole. We gotta support the whales because they keep the lights on, and I get that, and you gotta give them some sort of advantage. But is having a 7-star Kenobi and having Padme coming out of Conquest in 2 weeks and Master Qui-Gon, is that not enough food for the whales? Like, you need to have a level 9 Datacron that just looks completely out of this damn world?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, dude.
I don't
You're
know.
totally right. It's like, on the one hand, you know, like, you got to keep whales happy. Because, like you said, they do keep the lights on. On the other hand, realistically, how much is this going to affect most like, there's going to be a couple, 2,000 max, probably, Padawan Obi-Wans in the game, right? So 2,000 of these Omicron. You, like, that's a fraction of Kyber 1 at this point. That's actually going to see it, so it's not going to impact us. I think my biggest problem is the Datacron level 9 looks cool. And even if I didn't wail on it, and I'm wailing on Padawan Obi-Wan, I will get that Datacron. But it's like, for the people that aren't, you'd still think that they'd want to be able to get that Datacron at some point, even if it's not this set, even if it's like next set. You'd want to have them to have the opportunity to enjoy this new character. That's the only downside to me. I don't care about, you know, some whale having some Datacron advantage for one team. I'm okay with that. I want everybody to have the opportunity to get that Datacron at some point. Not never. Not like, you know, this is it. It is 7-star Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi within 7 days of this guy going live. Otherwise, you'll never see it again. Right. That's kind of like, that's a shame. That's a shame. I don't know.
But
and does this set the precedent for the future as well? Are we getting this on like, maybe not every future marquee, but is it going to happen once every 4 months? Are we going to get one guy that's got a unique Datacron? That could suck.
That could really suck. I don't see it being every marquee, just because unless they redesign the entire marquee system to revolve around the release of Datacrons, I don't see that being a thing. But I could see every set or so having one of these exclusive Datacrons and being like, here you go. This new Datacron is going to be just out of this world and whale or fail.
Yeah. Maybe it is. Maybe it's once every 4 months. If it lines up with a marquee release, they'll be like, this guy's got an exclusive Datacron. Just this one guy, once every 4 months.
Yeah.
It's not... I don't think this is fire and pitchforks. I don't think it's fire and pitchforks. It's just slight disgruntledness.
Right. It's going to get excessive if it's for, like, all these different kinds of marquees, right? But, like, so... Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi Padawan is a well-renowned character. People have been wanting him for a very long time. He's popular. Sure. People love Obi-Wan Kenobi in general. People love the Phantom Menace, and this is all around the Phantom Menace anniversary. So, if this is an exclusive thing of like, hey, we're just trying this out because it's a very good character, very popular, here's a reward, that's okay. I can accept that. But if it's something that they just want to bring out and reward the whales, that's going to get a little bit too much excessive for me.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it won't feel as like special. Do you know what I mean? If it just becomes the norm, every single new marquee gets a dedicated exclusive Datacron, it'd just be a little bit like, well, okay, great. It's another thing, and I just don't think it's going to encourage people to spend. Which is what CG want, right? They're trying to give us, you know, reasons to wail on characters.
Right.
And this is nice. It's a nice little bit of icing on the cake or whatever, but it's not enough for me to really want to go, oh, I'm wailing on this character because of that cron. It's more of a, oh, that's really cool. I actually get a level 9 Datacron. So, like, if you're not wailing on Padawan Obi-Wan, guys, all I'm saying is don't lose your mind over it. You're probably never going to see somebody with it, because it's like 2,000 people. Now,
something that we didn't talk about earlier, but I'm interested. This level 9 Datacron, you get this level 9 Datacron automatically.
Yep.
You get that with all the stats rolled already?
Yeah. Yeah.
So is it random, or is it like everybody gets the same Datacron?
No, it's random, because I've seen people with different stats. So it's the same pool as this new set. So you can get crit avoidance and you can get offense and crit damage and all this sort of business, but it's a random reroll. It seems like it's slightly weighted in favor of armor penetration. Seems like it, because most people I've seen have got really high rolls of armor penetration, and they say they haven't re-rolled it. So you can still re-roll all the stats, And you can even re-roll the level 9, but I'm pretty sure it can only land on Padawan Obi-Wan. So it's just wasting your mats. But you can re-roll all the stats, and it's totally random. Even the level 3 and the 6 are random.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it's not a. The only thing that's locked in place is Padawan Obi-Wan's level 9. That everything else is from the new set, Galactic Republic, Light Side, and then whatever stats we can get. So that might actually rub some people the wrong way. What if all your stats were accuracy? It'd be like, god damn it, CG. You gave me this good Datacron, and you give me this rubbish.
but accuracy. I mean, we all want accuracy arrows, right?
I mean, yeah, that's the future. That's the future meta. I mean, Jedi Master Kenobi definitely wants accuracy arrows because that guy's blind as a bat.
I can't tell you how many times I've missed with that middle ability. I'm like,
it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And the funny thing
I've lost GACs because of it.
Yeah, we're like, I needed that heal immunity, damn it. It's funny actually because one of the level 6s for Galactic Republic actually gives Galactic Republic allies with protection up 50% accuracy. So it's like, that's for JMK. That's for JMK. He's not gonna miss anymore. I bet he still misses.
He'll still miss.
He still misses again. Yeah.
He'll still miss.
He's got cataracts or something. I don't know. You know, too many deflected blaster bolts. He's getting some residual blaster shot in his eye. Sometimes it gets in your eyes, guys, and you got to deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, I've got something in my eye right now. What?
I know.
But yeah, no, I mean, this Datacron set does look good overall. You've got the Gungans, obviously. You know, if you have those Gungans, it's great.
Yeah.
I don't. Galactic Republic, can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with Inquisitors unless you're Shaka. And you can't go wrong with First Order because, well, I mean, the Lightspeed bundle. Yeah. Lightspeed bundle got a lot of players to get Slacker. Plus, he's a really good, First Order is a really good starter team.
For sure.
So yeah, really good. No, I mean, this Datacron set actually looks pretty good. Plus, I like the bulk stuff. I like the bulk crons.
Yeah. Like when we last had bulk crons, because we had that same level 3 quite a few sets ago now. At that time, it was kind of rubbish, but the reason it was so bad back then was because I'm pretty sure we had the defense secondaries on there as well. So we had all the bulk, and we had like people with 300 to 400% defense as well. And it just made this massive timeout meta that was frustrating. This time, there's no defense on these secondary stats, but we do have armor pen. So it's almost like the opposite. You've got bulk, but you can also chew through armor. So I think this has got a better balance to it, I feel. Because that bulk lets you do some good stuff, you know? It helps teams like Sith Empire, and it helps teams like Gungans, and it helps everybody. Let's be honest. Who doesn't want to have 60% additional max health and max protection?
You know what I just thought? It's going to help people like Killer and Beck, too.
Oh, yep. Yeah, definitely helps him.
That max protection?
Yeah, when as long as his current Datacron set is around, you're obviously going to want to use that one because it's got his level 9 and everything. But when that goes, this is a nice thing to step back on, right? It's got Galactic Republic in the level 6 as well. So you're still going to be able to make use of those Galactic Republic benefits as well. There's still going to be plenty of, Galactic Republic, such a great faction, massive faction, loads of good teams. You got Gas, you got Qui-Gon Jinn, you got Keller and Beck, you got JMK, you got Padme, you got Bad Batch. Loads and loads of teams that a lot of people are going to have access to, that they're going to be able to jump in and take advantage of.
Right.
So yeah, anybody that's looking at this Datacron set and is thinking, what do I need to get? I'm going to recommend, go ahead, grab yourself Alpha Betty Spaghetti Pilot. That's the First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter pilot. That's a mouthful. Try saying that 5 times fast. The FOST one is also really, really cool. Loads of bulk, loads of output damage for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren out the gate. You've got Jar Jar, get Jar Jar. If you don't have Jar Jar, Boss Nass's one is super, super good. You can always take it on offense, underman it, and it gives the shield generator basically a free revive, and you get loads of damage output going on top of that. All super useful. And anybody that's got Reva, take Reva. Ninth Sister, phenomenal. Masses of bulk, loads of damage output. There's a lot that you can do with this set that can apply to a lot of the player base. It's a good concept to get in there. If nothing else, just get boatloads of that level 3 with those stacking stats. and you'll be better off for it. I know not everybody likes Datacrons, but in my opinion, they make the game fun and interesting in a lot of ways.
If done correctly.
Nobody wants Lord Vader with no cooldowns and a boatload of evasion. Nobody wants that.
No.
Never again.
What you mean to say is nobody wants set 4, okay? If we don't have set 4 ever again, we're good. Just don't do set 4. I don't need to talk about what set 4 is.
Out of your mouth, basically, when it comes to Datacrons.
We don't need to talk about the 5Ds of dodgeball.
No, never again. I don't ever want to see it. Never, ever. If I never see that Datacron set again, it'll still be too soon.
God, it's awful. I mean?
It was the worst. It was like everybody's GAC was decided by, oh, did you kill Lord Vader? Oh, you failed. Oh, okay. Well, that's the end of your GAC. You pack it up, go home, grab yourself a beer instead. I don't make the rules. CJ do. All right, so speaking of Datacrons and Jar Jar Binks, that's going to lead us quite nicely into this next segment here. Misa like. It's all about the new Gungan faction. Jar Jar Binks' event. I know you didn't get Jar Jar Binks this time.
I've not.
But what I want to really say about this is the actual unlock event was super, super cool, and it's exactly what I said CG should do the new raid. The exact format. Starting out, Battles of Naboo. You're out there in the fields. You've got the big plasma shield generator. There's AATs going off in the background. You're literally in the middle of a warfield. You beat that phase, you move on into Theed. You're attacking the capital city, trying to reclaim it. Again, you've got droidicas and B1s and Staps and all this sort of business flying around. Really cool background scenes, good animations. Then you push into the airplane hangar, and you've got Darth Maul, as is canon, facing off mano a mano against Jar Jar Binks. I mean, that's not quite how it went in the film, but they took some creative liberties here. But the series of events that it follows is actually super, super cool. And it gives me a little bit of hope that the new raid that we're getting for Battle for Naboo isn't just going to be what we see in the Sector 3 boss node in Conquest, where it's just, hey, you're out in the field, there's a bunch of B1 droids, and that's all you do. You just kill endless waves of B1s, and the game slowly but surely melts because it can't keep up with all the damage calculations. So I'm both happy and a little bit anxious about how this is going to play out for the raid. We've got about 2 months, I think, Ram, before this raid kicks off. I think I can't be the only person that's like, yeah, let's just have a battle against B1 units instead of what we see in the Jar Jar event. If you haven't watched it already, Ram, honestly, you need to check it out because it's a really fun event. It's a really cool event. They knocked it out of the park. Videos, animations, voice acting for Jar Jar. It's man, it's so good.
I hope, I've heard good things. Obviously, I haven't seen it, I haven't played it, but I heard good things about the event. I'm interested to see the whole Darth Maul Jar Jar thing. That just sounds awesome. That just sounds funny, right? Where I think you're misled is your hopes for what they do with the Naboo raid. Because we have the speeder bike raid, and I look, they could have done so much better, and we have the speeder bike raid.
We do.
I'm just saying, Sector 3 doesn't seem that far off from the speeder bike raid in terms of what we could probably get for the raid.
Oh, I know.
Would it be nice to get something more? Absolutely.
People have told me similar in the past. When I've said that point of view, I've been like, Sector 3, that boss node is not what we're getting for the raid. We're getting so much more. And they're like, Scribe, you know in your heart, that's all we're getting. I'm like, don't let it be so.
I hate droids. They're buggy and wiry, and they get everywhere.
Yeah, that could have actually been some cut dialogue from the Phantom Menace, I think. They short circuit.
When all else fails, just toss some blue balls at them.
Or cover them in your plasma. You know,
that works. That works. But okay, so since you have Jar Jar,
I do.
How is Jar Jar as far as like a playable character? Putting him in the Gungan team. Yeah. Where can you use him? What can you use him against? What does he do?
Okay, that's a very good question. So Jar Jar Binks, he is the 5th to the Gungan team, and the way that they coded the Gungan team is very, very deliberate. You know, it's like none of them are plug and play. It's like they work in the Gungan team and nowhere else. Like, that's all they belong. So without Jar Jar, you don't have a full team. You can short man a team on offense with, you know, Boss Nass, and you can go and take some stuff down. I have it on good authority that Jar Jar can beat every GL on offense, and this is without his Datacron or any Gungan faction Datacron. Current set that we've got right now, before this new one is going live, he can still beat them all. My experience of using him personally is he makes a really good paperweight on GAC defense. He sits there, he looks really pretty. Like, I can look at those Gungan faces and those portraits on my GAC defensive wall, and they have yet to get a hold. So my actual testing and applications is it's a little bit thin on the ground right now, but I've got unbridled hope and enthusiasm for the team. I think I'll take them on offense next week just to see what they can actually do. I've heard great things, but I just haven't done the empirical testing, Ram. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you've done the only testing that's ever really required for a new team is to put it on defense, let your opponent figure it out.
Yeah, I approached the rule of new, and I was like, hey, what works against Gungans? I don't know. They won't either. Let's put that on defense. I mean, if nothing else, we do know that the one thing that works against everything is Darth Bane. So he works. He does. I've used Darth Bane versus Gungans and can confirm without a GL. Gungan, what did I use? I used Bane with Darth Maul.
Yep.
With his Datacron, and it wasn't even close. It was just like, okay, yeah, Bane's just unkillable, and you know, he
Bane with Darth Maul just destroys everything, and it's Bane in general just destroys everything. I'm super excited because I took a 4-month hiatus a few months ago due to my move and real life and whatnot. And so I was getting like the first crate in Conquest, and that was it. I did not have the time to be able to do anything else. So I missed out on my OG account. I missed out on Bane. So I've been playing without Bane this entire time. I have a Datacron ready to go. I just don't have him unlocked. I unlock him. I have crafted it particularly to the point where I will get enough shards without having to get the end rewards crate. So I'll unlock him before the end of Conquest. And I'm super excited to do that because, oh God, there's so many times I'll sit there. I'm like, oh, I could use, no, I can't use Bane. I don't know how to get through this. I'll use Bane. No, I won't use Bane.
He is the ultimate get out of jail free card. You know, it's like any given team that's on defense, you're just like, well, okay, I know Bane beats this because Bane
beats everything.
Beats everything. Especially with his Datacron. It's just like, he's nutty. Almost to the point where I feel he's just a hair too powerful. But that's okay. I think things will balance out a little bit when his Datacron disappears. And he, instead of being like incredibly powerful, he'll just be really, really powerful.
Yeah, just take him down. It's just a little smidge.
Yeah, like break one of his fingers is the equivalent of what you're doing there, I think.
Well, but then you have to think, so once his Datacron expires, you're still going to have the Bulkron, so you just slap him on with a Bulkron.
Well, I guess the only benefit of that, really, is that Bane is always a duo, right? So instead of gaining 60% stats, he's only going to gain 15%. But he's still going to be ridiculously strong. So
yeah,
it's okay. I think he's going to be one of those characters perpetually that gains a benefit from Datacrons and is always going to be relevant. Just because they've built him up on this pedestal so high that I don't understand how they take him away.
Oh, he's just that good.
He is that good, man. He is that good. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love using Bane. He's a lot of fun. I just wish there was a way I could plan my GAC defense to actually stop him. If I could just have, like, double my GLs, then maybe it could work. because they've only got one Bane.
Yeah,
You can only
just
beat
place
one
all your
team.
GLs on defense. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, yeah. And still also have them all on offense as well, please, CG. Can I have that as an ability? That would make my GAC life a lot easier.
That would make everybody's life easier.
Yeah, well, yeah. Could you imagine if you didn't actually lose your teams on defense? So you could just set your most powerful teams on defense and still have everything for offense as well. That would be
OP.
that would be interesting.
That would break the game.
I think GAC would be boring actually, because everybody would have the exact same defense all the time. Because
All
everybody's
GLs.
got everything. Yeah, it'll be all your GLs, and then it'll be
Whatever
is the most powerful
top team. Yep.
Yeah.
Gungans, Bo-Katan, Mandalore, Malgus, whatever. Gas.
Yeah, Reaver, whatever you got going with, whatever has really powerful Datacrons at that time, I guess, would be what goes on defense. Maybe there's a good reason, Ram, that you and I do not make the rules for this game, because it would just not be an enjoyable experience.
No.
Yeah. We are consumers only. We are not game designers, with good reason.
I mean, like I said, if I had made the rules, 3v3 would not exist.
Yeah, it would be 1v1 instead. We would have 20 teams per sector. No, maybe not.
God,
Do you remember
awful.
that? That was an old video series that Cubs used to do. He had a 1v1 tournament that he used to run on the test accounts.
God, you're bringing
that
it
was
back.
actually really cool. Yeah.
And you're bringing it back old school.
Yeah.
Wow.
They do need to bring it back. That would be good fun. So, we had a discussion before. About a new segment, because everybody has usually got their own unique little segment, right? In Rogue Actions. And we decided that just the tip is the best way that we can provide pleasure and enjoyment to the audience of Rogue Actions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the idea of the Just the Tip segment, which we're going into now, is we are going to impart to you our knowledge as a gift. And you can use this however which way you choose to really benefit your account, your enjoyment of the account, and really dominate the holotables. So I'm going to pass it over to Ram. Ram, what is just the tip that you're going to give the audience today?
My just the tip for the audience, for the Scribe Tribe today, is if you want to up your game just that much more, and you want to perform and outperform everybody else in your guild, and you want to be undefeated, and not just good, but undefeated in territory wars, there's a simple thing that you have to do every TW. You just don't sign up. You can't lose if you don't join.
That's
And-
like
and
you
like-
can't hit what you can't see.
Exactly. Like, look, I have a Keller and Beck army. I have placed him on my metaphorical defense table every TW, and he's never lost. Because
Never.
likewise, he's never been attacked. So
Exactly.
it's just it works. It's perfect, and consequently too, you don't have to deal with the stress. So it's less gray hair that I have to get too. It's great.
I mean, I know all about getting gray hair. I've mastered it. That's my just the tip. If you are worried about getting gray hair, shave it all off, baby. Hey, you can't find those gray hairs if you can't see them. I mean,
Facts.
that's life advice. That's life advice. You know what? I have it on good authority that bald men are beautiful, and men with lots of hair are also beautiful. It's the balding look that people don't like. They don't like that in between where you are clearly undecided. Shave it all off.
Unless you're
Okay,
Samuel L.
something
Jackson.
Oh yeah, well I mean, being
Or Bruce
Samuel L.
Willis.
Jackson has its own level of sex appeal, I think.
Or John Travolta.
Oh, John Travolta. I mean, he's pulled off every look, I think. From Grease Lightning to me, I guess. I have seen him bald in a film. Was it
Yeah.
Black Hawk Down? Something like that. Black Adam?
No. Pelham 1, 2, 3. I think he was bald.
That's yeah.
He's
It's
been bald
kinda
in a couple
freaky when
movies.
You see it at first, and they're like, "Oh my god, no wait, that's John Travolta." But yeah, he makes a good villain, does John Travolta. So my just the tip for you wonderful Swigger players at home, and you can take this one all the way home to the bank, is all about everybody's favorite management part of this game. Mods are so important. Do you know what I mean, Ram? You got to work on your mods every single day to get the best mods that you possibly can do. But the biggest issue right now is the mod cap. It's just too small for the number of teams that we've got. The bigger your count grows, the more mods that you need, but we don't have the space to accommodate all the mods. Very simple solution for that. When your mod inventory is full, just delete all of your mods. Every single one of them. Get rid of them. There's a button, you can even click it. Sell all. Do that. Then take all the mods off your existing characters. Sell all of those as well. So you've got maximum mod inventory space available. Then never engage in mods ever again, and please try to match up with me in GAC. That last bit is entirely optional, but I would be very appreciative. Mods are overrated, guys. What you really need to do is use the currency that you get from those mods and spend it in far more important endeavors, right? Ram, you've probably got some really good examples of where you could spend some credits that you get out of selling all your mods, right? We're in a credit crunch society right now.
Absolutely.
Crisis.
Absolutely. I mean, that store that, the first store that you open up the game with, it's got those 4 free gear pieces. Not free, but, they cost like 2,700 credits or something like that.
Yeah.
That's prime example of where to actually spend well-earned credits. And by selling your mods, you get what? Like, I have a credit crunch right now. I'll get an easy like 30, 40 mil by selling the mods right there.
Yeah, it's like 500 mods in your mod inventory. Just sell all of them. Get all of them gone.
That makes sense.
You can have as many Mark IV Lorena power cells as you could possibly want.
Well, and then too, you can also tell your guild that when they tell you to remod for TW, if you are inclined to actually join and not take my advice, shame on you for not taking my advice. But if you are inclined to take, to join TW, you could just tell them that you don't have to remod because you're already remodded.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Can't remod what you don't have.
You could maybe leave one mod in your inventory and you just move that somewhere else. You're like, don't worry, guys. The remodding has sorted. Okay. My Relic 7 JMK now has that 1 health mod with a crit avoidance arrow and 25 defense. That he's done. He's done. You could even leave it gray if you want. You don't even have to level it up. I am saving you guys money, time, and effort. Just ignore your mods. Just ignore them. They don't exist. They don't exist. Please don't take any of this advice seriously.
Just the tips.
Days. Yep. So that is just the tip from me and from Ram. I mean, I know Ram's tip was a little bit bigger than mine, but mine made up for it with enthusiasm, I think.
It's not the size that matters. It's what you do with it.
Exactly. Not the size of the wave, it's the motion of the ocean, baby. And that's how we roll. Ram's a seaman. He knows how this works.
Damn it.
All right, cool. So we've talked about blue balls, discharge, and motorboating, as well as giving you guys just the tip for the evening. I think that's going to round out this episode of Rogue Actions. Once again, if you haven't seen part 1, I was having a little bit of boom arm dysfunction there. Apologies. Go check out the description down below. It's got a link to that over on Ram's channel. We'll see you all in a week's time. Peace out, everybody, and may the Force be with you.